Okay, welcome. So, as you've noticed, this video has a strange title, which is, why is YouTube so slow? And the thing that I've noticed is that I've been noticing this for a while as well, that when you go to YouTube and you load the first page, it actually seems to take a long time to load. Obviously, once it's loaded, if you click on the different tabs, it switches pretty quickly. Because it's actually your browser that's doing the work. So what I was going to do is just show you that it seems as if YouTube could do with a bit of someone helping them out with their website, which seems strange considering Google seems to think they're such a wonderful company. Because what you'll notice is that even though the switching is quick, because your browser is pulling the information in, if you do a full reload, actually that was quite quick. But I think that's because the things are being cached. So what I'm going to do is, just to show you how things are, is just do a quick run of the YouTube site through GTmetrix. Right, so and the reason I choose the About site is because it's the lightest page that you'll find on YouTube. So what we're going to do is, let's see how well such a famous site does. Obviously, you expect them to get, like, considering it's Google, that they get like 100%. But let's see what GTmetrix thinks of them. Well, that's actually a bit worrying, isn't it? So if you look how bad things are, remember, this is YouTube, $1 billion YouTube with $1 billion Google backing them. And shockingly, they don't seem to know how to do a web page that well. Their own Google page speed gives them 72%. And you can see that it's saying defer passing of JavaScript. And the problem is that their website is all JavaScript, uses a lot of JavaScript. So you think that they'd be able to suss something like this out, but it's giving them like a 0. So it's literally saying, and look at the size of these JavaScript. Look, 2 megabytes for a JavaScript file. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, the others are pretty light, but you wonder if they'd be minified or not. But obviously, GTmetrix doesn't like that. And it says minimize redirects. Yeah, see, look what it's saying. Remove the following redirect chain. But obviously, Google can't really do that because, well, maybe they can, but it seems as if Google just can't even deal with their own websites properly, which is kind of odd. Obviously, minifying JavaScript should be high. So they're actually saying it's giving you the reduction. So it's saying that it even knows that the reduction is not that much. Admittedly, well, 34% for that one. But the main killer, from what I can see, is this 61. Well, they're saying it's not bad, but actually 61 requests is kind of bad, and 2.8 megabytes for the page size. And the HTML, yeah, look, it's saying it could reduce it, could save 10k, which is, it's reasonable. So when you see all these recommendations, and this is from YouTube, so YouTube's supposed to be the best in the world, but look how sad these scores are. So let's go to why slow. And yeah, let's see, it's in add expires headers. And all these files don't have expires headers. So what that means is that every time you come in here, these files are updating. And you see, it says they're static components. I presume they're static because what they could do is, if they could send these static and then update it with JavaScript, that's what you think they would do. But when I look at these ratings for $1 billion company, I'd expect a lot better than this. I mean, 78%. And remember, this is just the about page. So I thought that, you know, I might as well do them a favor. But, well, maybe I won't do them a favor then. So let's see what happens on the worst page, which is obviously the videos one. Let's see what it says. Or I could even go to the home page because that's actually, yeah, that's quite heavy. Alright, let me just quiet this. So let me try the home page and see if the score is similar or if things get worse. Let's just do the. Alright, let's see how bad this is. So it's 70 something for both of them. It's taking a while. Finally loading. And the answer is, well, it just gets worse, doesn't it? It's fully loaded 8 seconds, but that's not so bad. Because, yeah, look, see, browser, not using browser caching. So this was like some horrible business, basically. For all those billions that Google is spending, you really think they could have done better than this? I mean, seriously. 100 requests as well. So now, with me there moaning, complaining, the thing that actually made me shocked by how bad these scores were, considering all the billions that they're sort of taking in and that Google has, is that I've got my website, which of course is just some, you know, some crusty site with hardly anything on it. So you think with me being poor in that I'd obviously whatever score I could get, it wouldn't be too good. So let's see, let's do a comparison then. I don't want the home page. Alright, so we compare it. Let's see how my site does compared to the $1 billion Google entity with all their money flowing around. So you think that they'd be able to get a couple of people to actually work on trying to speed things up. And look at that. It's pretty horrendous, isn't it? So $1 billion Google gets a D, I get an A, 100%. Well, that's not bad. So plus 35 over the $1 billion. The YSlow, they get 76. I get 96. So I'm plus 20 over the billions that they've got. And the fully loaded time, my one's a bit of a cheat because the image at the back takes a while to load. But I've made sure that it's asynchronous so it doesn't block the page load. So this 4.9 seconds, that's not actually a real time. It should actually be less than a second. So even with this huge background image, which I load asynchronously, I'm still getting a quicker load time than $1 billion Google does. And you've got total page size is like sort of less than half of their one. And well, I mean, when it comes to total number of requests, I'm getting 18, they're getting 100. So that's pretty much a killer, isn't it? But they managed to beat me on optimized images, though. So that's the one thing I'm going to have to obviously look into. But just goes to show you, isn't it? All those billions just being thrown down the drain, isn't it? Alright, so thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one. Oh, just quickly forgot. Let me see if I can do. I just forgot. I've also got HTTP 2 running on the server, so I don't know what difference that will make. So let me just. Alright, so let's just do one more. I don't want to do too many, just in case they... Because I think if you do too many in one go, they slow you down. Right, so interesting. So with HTTP 2, it's marginally slower. I don't know. I suppose it's just the So what we need is the waterfall. Because that's the only thing that can make a difference. Oh, it's only the first two. Well, anyway, yeah. So it looks like when you're testing with GTmetrix, the HTTP 2 doesn't seem to make that much difference. I'm sure there's a way you can make it make a difference, but you probably have to use a different tester. But basically, at least it shows that even with HTTPS enabled, it literally makes no real difference in the performance of the page. Okay, thanks for watching, and hopefully in the future, at some point, Google will actually spend some of those billions in speeding up YouTube. Okay, bye.